Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of something we all love. Sugar. It's sweet, it's everywhere, and it has a history as rich as its taste. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's explore the sweet journey of sugar through time. Our story begins thousands of years ago in Southeast Asia, specifically in New Guinea. This is where sugarcane, the plant from which sugar is made, was first domesticated. Around 8000 BC, people in this region discovered that chewing the stalks of this plant gave them a sweet taste. From New Guinea, sugarcane spread to other parts of Southeast Asia and India. Fast forward to around 500 BC in India, where a groundbreaking innovation took place: the development of the first known process to turn sugarcane juice into granulated sugar. This process was nothing short of revolutionary and marked a significant milestone in the history of sugar. The Indians discovered that by boiling the juice extracted from the sugarcane plant, they could evaporate the water content, leaving behind solid crystals. These crystals were much easier to store and transport compared to the liquid form of the juice. This discovery transformed sugar from a perishable liquid into a durable and portable product. The product of this innovative process was called sharkara, which is the origin of the word sugar. Sharkara quickly became an important commodity in Indian society. The knowledge of sugar crystallization spread through trade routes, with Indian merchants introducing sugar to Persia and other neighboring regions. The Persian Empire, with its vast reach and influence, further disseminated this technique across the Middle East. The spread of sugar crystallization techniques was a catalyst for the growth of sugar production and consumption far beyond the Indian subcontinent. The techniques developed in India for sugar production were meticulously recorded in manuscripts and passed down through generations. This ensured that the knowledge was preserved and could be continually refined and improved upon. By the 7th century AD, Arab scholars had not only adopted the Indian methods of sugar production, but also significantly improved upon them. Their contributions were pivotal in making sugar more accessible and widespread across the world. Arab traders were instrumental in introducing sugar to North Africa and Spain. Sugar became a valuable commodity in these regions, and its production and consumption began to flourish. In North Africa, sugar quickly became an important part of the local economy. The favorable climate and fertile soil of the region made it an ideal place for sugarcane cultivation. Cities like Cairo and Tunis became major centers for sugar trade and production. In Spain, the Moors, who were the Muslim inhabitants of the Iberian Peninsula, introduced advanced agricultural techniques and sugar production methods. They established sugarcane plantations in areas such as Andalusia, making Spain one of the earliest regions in Europe to produce sugar. The influence of Moorish culture and technology had a lasting impact on Spanish agriculture and cuisine. The spread of sugar to Europe marked the beginning of its integration into Western diets and cuisines. Initially a luxury item for the wealthy, sugar became a sought-after commodity. European cooks and confectioners began to experiment with sugar, leading to the creation of various sweets and desserts that we enjoy today. During the Crusades in the 11th century, European knights and soldiers encountered sugar in the Middle East. They were so impressed by this sweet treat that they brought it back to Europe. The Crusades were a series of religious wars initiated by European Christians to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim rule. As European knights and soldiers traveled to the Middle East, they were exposed to many new foods and spices, including sugar. In the bustling markets of cities like Jerusalem, Damascus, and Acre, they encountered sugar for the first time. Enchanted by its sweetness and versatility, the Crusaders began to transport sugar back to Europe. They described it as a new kind of spice, and its popularity quickly grew among the European elite. In medieval Europe, sugar was primarily used as a spice or medicine. Cooks would sprinkle it sparingly over dishes to add a hint of sweetness, much like we use expensive spices today. It was also believed to have medicinal properties and was used in various remedies. Physicians would prescribe sugar to treat ailments ranging from digestive issues to fevers. Sugar also became a symbol of wealth and prestige. At lavish banquets and feasts, the rich and powerful would showcase their affluence by displaying intricate sugar sculptures and confections. These edible works of art, known as subtleties, were crafted into elaborate shapes such as castles, animals, and mythical creatures. They served as both a dessert and a conversation piece, impressing guests with their extravagance. As Europe entered the age of exploration, the demand for sugar continued to grow. European explorers and traders sought new sources of sugar, leading to the establishment of sugarcane plantations in the colonies. This increased production made sugar more available and somewhat more affordable, though it remained a luxury for many years. The increase in sugar supply eventually led to its broader use in European cuisine. By the Renaissance, sugar had become more integrated into the diet of the upper and middle classes. Confectioners and bakers experimented with sugar to create a variety of sweets, pastries, and preserves, laying the groundwork for the rich dessert traditions we enjoy today. The story of sugar took a significant turn with the age of exploration. In the late 15th century, Christopher Columbus brought sugarcane to the Caribbean on his second voyage. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of sugar, one that would transform the global sugar industry forever. When Columbus arrived in the Caribbean, he quickly realized that the climate and soil of the region were ideal for cultivating sugarcane. The warm temperatures, abundant rainfall, and fertile soil created perfect conditions for growing this valuable crop. Recognizing the potential for profit, the Spanish began to establish sugar plantations on the islands. The first successful sugar plantations were established on the island of Hispaniola, which is present-day Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. From there, the cultivation of sugarcane spread to other Caribbean islands, such as Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. The Caribbean soon became the epicenter of the global sugar industry. However, this rapid expansion of sugar production came at a tremendous human cost. The labor-intensive nature of sugar cultivation and processing required a large workforce. To meet this need, European colonizers turned to the transatlantic slave trade. Enslaved Africans were forcibly brought to the Caribbean in massive numbers to work on the sugar plantations under brutal and inhumane conditions. Despite the human cost, the sugar industry in the Caribbean thrived. The plantations were highly productive, and the sugar they produced was shipped to Europe in vast quantities. Sugar became an essential ingredient in European cuisine, leading to the development of a wide variety of sweets, pastries, and preserves. The wealth generated by the Caribbean sugar plantations had a significant impact on European economies and societies. Many fortunes were built on the back of sugar, and the profits from the sugar trade helped to finance further colonial expansion and industrial development. However, this prosperity was built on the exploitation and suffering of enslaved Africans, a legacy that continues to affect the Caribbean and its people to this day. However, this period also marks one of the darkest chapters in sugar's history, the transatlantic slave trade. The labor-intensive process of growing and harvesting sugarcane led plantation owners to rely heavily on enslaved Africans. This brutal system resulted in immense human suffering, but also made sugar more available and affordable in Europe and the Americas. With the advent of the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries, sugar production underwent another transformation. Advances in technology allowed for the mass production of sugar, making it even cheaper and more widely available. Sugar refineries sprang up in Europe and North America, processing vast quantities of sugarcane and beet sugar. Today, sugar is everywhere. It's in our coffee, our desserts, our processed foods, you name it. The global sugar industry continues to thrive, with major producers like Brazil, India, and China leading the way. But it's important to remember the complex and sometimes troubling history behind this everyday commodity. So, next time you sprinkle some sugar into your tea or enjoy a sweet treat, take a moment to think about its incredible journey. From ancient New Guinea to modern supermarkets, sugar has shaped economies, cultures, and even our daily lives in ways we might not always realize. Thank you for joining us on this sweet adventure through history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get notified of our latest videos. Leave a comment below about your favorite sweet treat. Until next time, stay sweet. Stay